So this is my review video for the food marble. I'm gonna make a follow-up video to this and I'll explain why in a minute. So food marble, if you don't know what it is a little device that detects hydrogen in your breath. So it comes with an app that connects to your smartphone. You take a breath and you breathe into this and it tells you whether you have hydrogen in your breath. And why is that important? If you suffer from IBS, bloating, or other stomach issues, it could be because the gut bacteria in your stomach is making hydrogen. That hydrogen gets released into the bloodstream, gets taken up into the lungs, and we exhale it, and this device can detect whether you have it. So sometimes you can detect hydrogen in your breath with zero symptoms. Sometimes you will have really severe symptoms. Things like IBS and bloating and things can also be caused by stress, which can kind of shut down your rest and digest system, and you can have a mechanical problem that some of the foods you're eating you do not agree with. So filming this in September, I've had this thing since March. I found it extremely useful. I used to be a really bad sufferer with IBS, but not so much in kind of the last 10 years. And this device was really useful at finding out a few of the things that caused me issues. Onions, who knew, those versatile little buggers, onions. So onions is my enemy, and I do love an onion, and they're so versatile and they go in everything, but this thing tells me onions. So I'm gonna make a salad with an onion and I'll make a salad without an onion, and that's everything in this onion family, like shallots and spring onions, are not so good for me, and this little device has told me I don't have many other problems. The good thing with this is the whole family could potentially use it if you've got other members in the family, because you're only breathing one way into it, you're not breathing in with it. It wipes down, it's clean. There is an app with it. I thought that was good. It was easy to use, but I track most of my calories in my Fitness Pal. So for me, it was really, if this was showing hydrogen, I would just look back at my last day or if I'm doing it at night. If I'm doing it in the morning, I would just look back at my last day, particularly my last meal. What did I eat? What things could it be? And then just cut one of those things out, retest the next day with a similar meal, but one of the things missing, and I've quickly found out some of the things that I have an issue with. This also comes with, or you can buy this with a kit with other FODMAPs in it. There's 4 different FODMAPs, so you can try those in 4 days to find out. I have not done that, so that will be my follow-up video to that. I will be doing that to test that out and see what that is like. But overall, as a review, I was recommending this to one of my clients yesterday. They were suffering with IBS and stuff, and I'm like, this is the thing, because I can tell you, don't eat this, don't eat that, don't eat this, don't eat that, but this can tell you which foods are your trigger foods and which foods should you avoid. The other thing that I think this could have potential benefits for is back pain is a really big issue for a lot of people. And if you think of the gut as a kind of balloon, and when you get bloating, that balloon gets bigger, and then around the gut you have your kind of abdominal muscles and your core muscles, and they're holding like a corset. So when you push into that, something's gonna give, and that can trigger back pain. So there's a really good back pain book by Stuart McGill called The Back Pain Mechanic, and it's a great book. Stuart McGill is someone, if you're suffering from back pain, should really check out. And even in that book, there's just a tiny paragraph saying that food could be the cause of some people's back pains, and I really think that this device can really help you find foods that are causing bloating. And it might be just minimal bloating, but you have a hard abdominal wall, so that pain's coming to the back and shooting, giving you back pain. So certain foods can give you back pain because your digestional tract doesn't really have nerve endings to talk to your brain and say, hey, we're in trouble. So those nerve endings are in your back, so you can have back pain when you actually got digestive pain. So that's another use for it. The other use for it, I would say, is for eating. So some people that have eating disorders will just pass and they'll lose weight really quickly because they're not absorbing nutrients. Other people will pass quickly, and then this causes a binging habit because their body's now not absorbed energy, and now their body is starving, so the brain gets super hungry, so the brain goes out and look for foods. And most of the foods that we have zero issue with are junk foods, highly processed foods, because they're already processed, so they go in nice and easily. Crisps, sweeties, chocolates, no one really has an eating problem with those foods. It's the healthier foods that people have a problem with. And just because apples, onions, and things like that are healthy for some people doesn't mean they're good for your body. And where something like the Food Marble can detect that. So thumbs up for me. I think it's a great little device. I think it's really cheap. I can't remember how much it is. I do have a 15% discount code for it as well, so you get 15% off it, which would be awesome if you're suffering from these problems. Just a little bit of self-diagnosis. Hydrogen test is what they do in the doctors. If you're in America, you would pay over the cost of this device for a single test, where you could have this device and play about with your own diet and find your own cure. So awesome device. Thumbs up for me. Really loving this new wave of devices that are coming out just now that seem to be really beneficial for people and really targeting in specific problems. If you have any questions, drop them in comments, like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.